Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our thrilling webinars where we discuss the most pressing issues related to security and automation. First of all, we appreciate your time and your dedication to joining us for today's discussion. Our topic today is a focus in cybersecurity and physical integration. The term integration is actually very often mentioned in our conversation with our peers, with our colleagues. So I assume that you already met with this term before. However, we want to delve into the why integration is vital for security today and what are actually the challenges for integration when we want to integrate different systems. I also believe that actually this today topic is will give you actually an additional approach to the integration in security and to help you to better understand this point. However, I will not talk so much. I will let my guest to talk about this term. And for this occasion, actually, I invited two guests to come and to talk about this one. One is from cybersecurity expert area. He's Branislav Dobrosavljevic. He's advisor to CEO at Advanced Cybersecurity. Hello, Branislav. Welcome and thank you for
Hello,
joining us.
everybody.
Thank you very much. The next one is Granit Hassani. Granit Hassani is actually the founder and the CEO of the Rock Smart Security. He will actually talk more from the physical security perspective, and he will also tell us why do we need integration in today's world security. Hello, Granit.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Said.
Thank you very much for joining us today, and it's actually my pleasure to have both of you here to help balance in cybersecurity and physical security to talk about this important topic. I think, and I believe that this topic of integration, physical and cyber security, is important because we want to create a holistic approach when protecting the organization, when protecting the businesses, and so on. So, in that regard, I actually invited you to talk about this topic more and to unpack it, if we can say like that. Before going to the presentation, I just want to remind our audience that they can also participate in this webinar by commenting, by asking the questions in the right side of the screen. And if we have time to answer all of these questions, we will answer these questions to you during this webinar. So thank you very much to all of you. Let's start with integration. Let's start with this term, and let's start with the actually question for Granite. Why do we need and when do we need to integrate physical and cybersecurity?
So physical security from the beginning of the time when we started to have thefts, and then from the time that we are connected in the internet, we should think of cybersecurity. So if any company, any organization, any house or freelancer that wants to be in the area in the internet, then they need to think of both integration of physical and cybersecurity.
Thank you very much, Granit, for providing the answer. Going to Branislav. So, Branislav, as an expert in cybersecurity, what actually trends are you observing in the landscape of cyber threats and cyber attacks?
Yes, we are all witnesses that the attack landscape in cyber is evolving, and you have a lot of aspects of that, but we may try to single out few of them, the most important. That is phishing schemes, which are more and more complicated and complex. It was very simple and even funny few years ago, and now everybody of us is looking at that. Then ransomware attacks, which are at the beginning, it was only for threat for big companies. Now it is for every small company, even for persons. And then important is exactly what Granit said, that remote work infrastructure, which is common, especially after all that pandemic, it is also opening a lot of new questions. Very important, which is happening now, is that the attackers are using sophisticated AI tools to make more efficient and difficult to detect attacks. And also, very important is that IoT is more and more implemented. And of course, it is opening a lot of new questions for that. That means that both strategies and tools for detection and response to these attacks should be much more intelligent too. And this is exactly what our company and a lot of other startups and small companies are doing together with the big ones.
Great. Thank you very much, Branislav. In your answer, you mentioned IoT, and IoT is some kind of bridging the gap between cybersecurity and physical security. So basically, how do you perceive the relationship between the physical security breaches and cybersecurity vulnerabilities in the today's interconnected world?
Yes, I think that again, it is easy to see how interconnected is that. First, that unauthorized physical access to secure areas will definitely make much easier for attackers to do cyber attacks. For example, if you left your administrative console and somebody is in, he could do whatever he likes. And on the other hand, unified operational center for physical security is, you may say, the one of the main infrastructure elements in each cybersecurity system.
Thank you very much, Branislav. You also mentioned that actually the importance of protecting from the aspect of cybersecurity, but also from the aspect of physical security. When it comes to physical security, we will talk with Granit. But however, I would like actually to hear more from you how actually advanced cybersecurity, how your company is actually approaching to cybersecurity threats, and if you can share the presentation with us and to see actually to see for our audience how actually you treat these cyber attacks and cyber threats.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to present that. The main point here and what is our company doing, that we are trying to implement to more and more companies systematic approach to cybersecurity that is SIEM platform and Armada, and that will be the presentation, short presentation about that. Okay, just a few words about our company. It is a young company from 2020, but our founder, Alexander Kotevsky, is the guy who has more than 20 years of excellent experience in cybersecurity, and he is from the beginning, from his youth, dedicated completely to that. And here is interesting story about us, because I was his director in Serbian Business Registers Agency. He was CISO in this very complex system. And now I'm working as his advisor, helping him with to make a good business of his good product, which is Armada. You will see more details about Armada now. So it is a next generation SIM system, that is Security Information and Event Management System. And you may say shortly that it is the main product for the last 20 years for this systematic approach to cybersecurity. And you see why we think that now with these evolving threats, everybody should have something like this, because the complexity and sophistication of cyber threats is expanding together with digital landscape, which is explosively developing. Okay, and Armada, as each good central system, provides protection of complete critical infrastructure and data, and even processes through detection of some uncommon doings of the people. Here is the main core features of Armada, and the point here is that along with standard SIM functions, we have also hacker traps. You will see this is our special system, which is helping us to catch the intruders before they approached our system. Of course, everybody is now working with AI. We already have AI elements included in our analysis, but now we are working on more advanced services as in the world. Here is simply, okay, this is a very fast system, of course, and very important that we are immediately implementing all informations that we have from global traps networks, and of course, from all the elements of local system. Here is just, of course, advanced presentation where you can go deeply into everything that seems to be interesting, of course, color-coded and so on. Important is that, of course, it is on based on newest technologies, and especially we have unlimited expansion of the system. There is a lot of elements, of course, and I like those pictures where everything is presented. You will have the access to this presentation. So the most important thing here is that we have red team and blue team. Red team is for all proactive operations, and that is not only for standard testing, but also for some advanced operations. And also this is the link with these physical security issues. And blue team operation is generally defending against text analysis in our security operations center. Also important is that we have an opportunity to do advanced digital forensics and also cyber threat intelligence. Okay, that is what I just said. Security Operations Center is active whole day and also available as a service to our customers. Here we presented what the SIEM system and its position in the development of the cybersecurity tools. You see, you have two lines. One is evolving from endpoint solutions and going towards systematic solutions. And second line, as we are, This is from the beginning was a systematic solution, but now it is including more and more connections with the endpoints. Okay, so here we presented that ACS Armada can easily grow as the business grows. And what here I want to show it is our approach SMEs for SMEs. That means that we are trying to offer a complete solution to our customers with our partners and associates. From one side, it is for example, legal questions and all about other things, and another line is towards physical security. This is very important that we know that everybody has a problem to find good people for cybersecurity, and you can have it as a service from us. Okay, and here I just shown what we will discuss further. You have in physical security, basically you have video surveillance system and access control. And from the other side, you have cybersecurity where you have some kind of central hub as Armada is, and other security products dedicated, for example, especially to access or backup systems and everything else. Okay, here is our context, and that was that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Branislav, for this presentation. We will come to you later. You will explain us about red and blue team and how do you work. Now going to Granit. Actually, Branislav, in his presentation, he mentioned that Advanced Cybersecurity as a company is relatively young company, but actually the CEO and the guys who are leading it is actually, they have experience similar to you. So question for you. So basically knowing that actually startups are limited with the resources. So basically, how would you recommend to startups, to companies to implement, to integrate physical and cybersecurity in the early stage of the company foundation and to ensure the growth and to establish strong, let's say, foundation for the sustainability and for the future of the company?
Okay, as we know, startups have a lot of costs, initial costs, but still they have to do investments. And in this aspect, starting from the physical perspective and going to the cyber perspective, they have to think, when having offices to secure with to install alarm systems, which are burglary, fire, and to have also fire extinguishers, to install video surveillance cameras, access control, and all these equipment to be integrated. But it's very important for these security measures not to be focused only on the server rooms, and let's say also in rack cabinets where they are located. But it's also important to be all over the organization or the small business. On the other hand, we should think, for example, that physical security and cyber security are now related in today's world, and we should think that it's not a threat or the other. These are the minimum conditions that every startup should do and should think of, and then once they go and build up, they should also think of let's say more advanced training, because I also forgot to mention that it's very important to make some basic trainings for the staff to understand what are the basics of running an email or running a desktop, what they should do. So basically, I will look at this for the startups.
Thank you very much, Granit, for your answer. Branislav, uh, before skipping to the next question, you mentioned in your presentation red and blue team. So, in providing your services, do you always implement both of these teams, or it is based on that service?
Oh, it is very, very flexible. So it depends what our customer needs are. And red team is somehow forced by the laws because, with the European directives and our local laws, everybody should have some documents and should do some red team operations, vulnerability testing and so on, penetration testing regularly each year. And it will be even more strict by our new laws, which will be based on this new EU directive. But Blue Team is doing directly with Armada, and also you can use our team only to be, for example, second or third level of support, or to have complete support, even these immediate reactions to have with us.
Thank you. Since we are talking about the protection and so on, so can you share any insights on how integrating physical and cyber security measures can enhance overall security, within the organization?
Uh, you see that all the attacks are now not only more and more complex, as I said, but also multifaceted. That means it is coming coordinated from the physical side and from the cybersecurity side. So also our answer should be of that kind. What is the beginning? The beginning is overall strategy which should be integrated. So when you are thinking about technical solutions, about the people, about the budgets, you might think at the same time about physical security and cybersecurity. And it is more and more coming to the heads of technical people, but we have a problem that it is still far from the guys who are giving the budget to the technical people. So based on that strategy, you should do basically three things. First is enables real-time threat detection. Second is streamline incident response, which is both related to our Armada system. And from the part of physical system, you must provide a comprehensive view of all that aspects, including physical aspects and all from cybersecurity side.
Thank you very much, Branislav. As we are now talking about the company and so on and the protection, Granit, how do you actually foster the collaboration between different departments or teams responsible for physical and cybersecurity to ensure security posture across the organization?
Yes, Said. The vision of the ROC is to achieve security convergence through the most secure security services that we try to provide. In this aspect, our aim is also to treat one organization, all risks as a risk and not to separate. In this aspect, it's very important that the departments of physical security and the department of cyber security or information security, that many organizations call it, to be together and to consider that there is just one department because there is just one risk, and that is the risk of the organization. In this aspect, if we don't collaborate, if we don't consider physical security as which actually is as a pillar of cybersecurity, there will be problems in the vision of the company. In this aspect, I would like to quote one author, Gill, which says, if there are risks, there is a process on how they should be managed. And in theory, this brings cyber and physical together. And actually, this is very, very good that with a modern thinking and approach to enterprise security, we are just wearing away this mindset of differentiating between physical and cyber security. And each time we are trying to make this be as one portion, as one risk, as one department, treating all the risks within the organization.
Thank you very much. Granit, Branislav, question for you. In your experience, what are the common challenges that organizations face when they attempt to integrate physical and cyber security?
Yes, I have a lot of experience with that, especially with implementation of ISO standards. And I already mentioned budgeting, because you have a problem that the guys who are decision makers are not understanding importance at all of cybersecurity, even physical security, and especially not to think in integrated way of that. Second very important thing is the complication of merging legacy systems with such integrating systems. You know, especially in our region, you have a lot of old systems, and you have defenders of that old systems also. And for me, the biggest one is closeness as siloed departments, as Granit already mentioned, where everybody is thinking just about themselves, and they are afraid if you have some integrated system, then you will have special problems. So these challenges can obstruct seamless integration, and also will prevent efficient communication between the parts which are needed for such an integrated system.
Thank you very much. Branislav, if you would like, we have one question for you from Tomislav Valecic. He's from Alpha Tech Zagreb, and he has one question. He has actually one question about DORA and NIS2 regulatives. So basically, how these two regulatives affect to Serbian companies. Is actually this driver for budgeting and investing in security?
Okay, I just wanted to conclude with that, because when we are thinking about future at the end, I think it is better to speak that. I remember that questions, and thank you very much for that. But I think it is good to conclude with
that. Thank you very much. Going to Granit again. So, what are actually some kind of innovative methods that actually, or if you can tell us just what is actually in your country of operation that you are doing, what are the integrating physical security practices while also staying agile and adaptive to evolving threats?
In my country, in Kosovo, what we are actually doing when integrating, for example, security products, as also Branislav said, the integration is very important, and we all agree on this. And for example, you install one, let's say, alarm system, and what type of let's say standardization does it have? What type of encryption does it have? Where are you installing that equipment? How easy is to see that equipment where it's located? It's very important in this case. Then video surveillance. We are putting video surveillance in some, let's say, very critical infrastructure, either within the country, either within the security companies, but then they are, very open, let's say, for attacks, and you can see many people getting these cameras, getting in your IPs, which are not protected, and basically it's because companies think that okay, we have physical security and we are secure, and they haven't thought of cyber security. In which case, as Branislav presented, there are many methods that they can achieve, being proactive, for example, and we can go and test even the, let's say, the personnel of the one organization, or we can also do the any penetration attacks that we can to test their, let's say, infrastructure of the organization. In Kosovo, unfortunately, we are separating these two. There are some companies that are trying, to understand that these two go together. But still, somehow I just see it that they are either mixing or they don't want to accept that there is just one risk to treat all the risks as a risk. In this aspect, it will not be just physical and cyber security. I would also add also cyber insurance, which is very important in today's world.
Thank you very much, Grant. Again, question for you, similar for Branislav. When you work with the clients and so on, what are actually most common challenges when working and when integrating physical and cybersecurity? What do you face?
Okay, as I said, we face mainly problems with the top management because a few years ago it was not easy to explain to technical people that we are on their side, that we are in fact tools, tool, and we are also support to them. Now it is easy. Now it's a problem for us both to approach and to make a case for the top management and for the guys who are dedicating the budgets for this kind of investing.
Similar event and similar webinar we had like 2 weeks ago when we talked about reducing the risks and maximizing security budgets. And actually, the conclusion was pretty much same. Actually, how to convince the top management to use something and to invest in certain kind of protection when you want to do this kind of protection. And I believe that both of you and technical part from these companies are actually aware of these risks. What could we do actually, to convince them, to to have to have bigger budget, to have more budget for this one, to dedicate part of the budget for this one? Is that training of the employees or different approach totally?
I think that we have a lot of things that we could do. One is to go to the basis and to have overall education about those things. But much more important is to somehow to prepare that case for the top management, where you can show that it is very important to be protected from potential losses after the attacks, and that is why you should invest in such a new technologies.
It would be, I think, a great approach. Granit, question for you. When you are working with the clients, so I assume that you have some kind of KPIs, some kind of metrics. So basically, what are these KPIs or metrics that your company use to evaluate the effectiveness of integrated physical and cyber security measures?
Okay, it is very important to understand one organization first of all, and then the KPIs. Even though we have some KPIs in general, that what we need to understand what is the performance of each company, and after the evaluation, we also make the KPIs for that organizations, and we go and we measure if the security means are rightly installed, if the staff is rightly trained. We do some testing, some pen testings, and we also have the experts which will always try to make these testings, and then based on the KPIs we send the results to usually we try to send the results to the CEOs, because to connect with the last question of Branislav, it's very important for the CEOs, the presidents of or chief executives of any organizations, to be part of, let's say, these risks, because if there is one information risk or cyber attack, then they should understand what is happening with their organization and how they should treat these risks with a team, with a board of the let's say in the after the attack. To go back to the matrix, usually and after the testings we get not very good results, and unfortunately this is not a result that is liked from the organization, because this means that they need to increase the budget, they need to invest in equipment, in staff, in testings. They need to invest in SOC center. I mean, paying for the SOC center as Branislav presented, or any other company that is offering SOC services. And all these are a cost for organization. But unfortunately, we are not understanding these in the beginning, and then when we are having a cyber attack, we are able and willing to pay everything about that. And this is a very big challenging topic, which is, I think, not just in Kosovo and Serbia, but everywhere in the world.
I believe, and actually I agree with you. We are aware actually that still companies are not dedicating budgets and time and teams of people to improve their security, overall security. However, I would like to hear from you, maybe from Branislav firstly. Uh, could you provide some kind of examples of successfully implemented integration of cyber and physical security?
It is not easy question, because even in the world it is not too much implemented in practice. Even the solutions for the integration to make some kind of integrated operational center for physical security is still rare. You have two of them, you can bring it in the same room, and even the same people could do that, but it is technically, organizationally, especially by the data, it is still not enough integrated. So any of this kind of integrated solutions, as I said, should include the three aspects. One is video surveillance and access control, which is physical, and also all cybersecurity solutions. Firstly, some in the middle is some systematic solution, and also endpoint backup and all other solutions. This platform should provide a holistic approach to security postures, and it should include the most important: real-time monitoring is one. Second is advanced analytics with the help of AI, of course. and coordinated response to all kinds of cyber attacks and attacks from the physical side.
Thank you very much, Branislav. You mentioned AI. I would also like to hear Granit approach towards AI, and how do you see AI in security?
Yeah, today AI is a very common word, and especially after ChatGPT, I think the world has changed. In the security perspective, we are having actually security cameras that have integrated AI. Of course, we need more, let's say, to focus on the operators that like monitor these security cameras, how trained they are, because AI cameras need to learn about behaviors of the people, about the trends that are going on in one organization that we are protecting, and then to know when to call one, let's say, manager of the company, when to send the security patrol, etc. And through AI, of course, that we can save a lot of costs because we lower the possibility of having false alarms in this case. And AI helps us to provide, let's say, even cheaper services to the clients. And even we can also be, let's say, more protected on providing our service because the human being focus can lower each time depending on how long they get focused on one work, while the AI is serving this for us. And with the human intelligence, we can immediately see the results of AI are those that we are like like not asking but requiring. And in this aspect, if they match, then we just react and solve the problem.
Thank you very much, Granit. We have one question from Nikola Milovanovic for both of you, for Granit and Branislav. Do you think that missing the single platform for both cybersec and physical security is one of the biggest obstacles in implementing unified and efficient protection, respecting to functions of people, training and knowledge, and so on? Would you like to answer?
Granit?
Yes, of course, let's say single management platforms are important, but I would not say that this is the biggest obstacle. It's more, let's say, for the in one organization, the departments to to find the convergence, the departments to cooperate with each other, and then the top management to consider these two departments as one, that they integrate. They can be, let's say, in one sub center. They can share the monitoring center, and they can always provide the best solution with each other. So in this case, I would say again, it's not the biggest obstacle in implementing unified and efficient protection, but of course, one platform can help us in doing our job. But always, I would not miss the human intelligence to be there to acknowledge what is going on and what needs to be performed from both departments.
Thank you
I
very
think
much.
that this
Yes.
question is very similar as to ask, is it needed to have a single solution for information system of the company? It is preferable, but it is definitely not the biggest problem if you don't have. Here, the most important is, as I mentioned, to have this integrated strategy When you have integrated strategy, then you will have tools more and more integrated, but even if they are not integrated, if the processes are similar and if the people are very well communicating, you can do things as you have technically integrated the system.
Thank you very much, Branislav. You mentioned actually the strategy and implementing the strategy in the beginning. So basically, in the context of your role, how do you advocate for the prioritization of integrated security initiatives within the organization?
Yes, as I already mentioned, the most important is that case for the top management, especially, also for technical people, to show them that we should work together. But when you address the top management, you must have something which will demonstrate the return of investment for them. So I have a lot of experience with such an analysis for other IT solutions. Here, I must say, it is more complex, and my method is using metaphors. For example, to say, would you buy the Mercedes without security measures in it? The same is here with your information system and cybersecurity tools on top of that.
We cannot hear you.
We cannot hear you.
Sorry. I just mentioned that actually that's great comparison to have Mercedes without security measures hidden. Thank you very much for your answers. We are actually finishing up for this last part. I would like actually to give me your idea, your opinion, your approach when looking ahead. So basically, what do you envision as the future direction of integrated security approaches, and how should and how can organization prepare for the upcoming challenges? Maybe starting with Branislav or Granit.
Okay. I will say that it is very easy to see and to understand that future will be dominated by the usage of AI and machine learning for advanced predictive analysis when you think about the cybersecurity. The main point here is, and that is what we are insisting in our practice with the implementation of Armada, is that the solutions based on AI, as Granit mentioned, will be more and more possible to implement in smaller companies for less money. So that is important also to have a proper approach with the marketing to this somehow new market for such a solutions. And at the very end, I now would like to answer this question about European new regulatives in this area, because they are definitely affecting the future. And I think they're really accelerating this approach, integrated approach to security, not only cybersecurity or physical security, but both of them together. When we are speaking about NIC directives, which are actual now, because NIC 2 directive should be implemented in all EU countries and also in Serbia as a candidate until the August this year. We had both, as I know, in Croatia and here in Serbia, prepared those laws. It was planned in Serbia to be adopted until the end of the year, but then came new elections, and it will be adopted on time until August, I hope. And the most important here is, of course, that is a topic to speak a lot of that. But the most important with that and with DORA regulation, which is even more strict than NIC2 directive, and it is dedicated only to financial sector, that is the general approach about what it means to be protected in cyber and generally with the security. Before first NIC Directive 2018, the approach was you must have somehow standardized approach to defend from attackers from cyber. With the NIC Directive, it was framed with forcing the approach of cybersecurity risks and management of those risks. And now with NIC2 directive and especially DORA regulations, it is in even bigger and most important frame of business continuity risks. So based on that, all the solutions in these regulations are forcing us to do all the right things that we mentioned already in our questions, both of us, in our answers, both of us mentioned.
Thank you very much, Branislav. I hope that also Tomislav is satisfied with this answer that you provided. Granit, coming to you to say for us and for our audience the final words about the integration of physical and cybersecurity and about your recommendations.
I would strongly suggest to all organizations to think of security resilience, which would have cyber resilience and physical resilience. In this aspect, to see what would be the threats of organizations, being physical or cyber attacks, in order for them to be running all the time and consider these threats that are part of the organizations which they need to defend themselves. But if they are prepared, if they have the right architecture, then this will make sure that the organization will work, will be ongoing, and will not have such challenges that some of the organizations in the world have had in the past.
Thank you very much, Granit, for your final words. Branislav, also, if you would like some kind of final words for our audience, your recommendations, how to protect, how to integrate.
My final word will be that smaller companies, especially middle companies, should think much more about their strategies with defending themselves from cybersecurity. It is beginning with that. All other is after that easy when we have right approach, right strategy for defending yourself.
Thank you very much, Branislav. Thank you, Granit, for your time and for your effort to provide insights to our audience, to myself for these good advices. This was Branislav Dobrosavljevic from Advanced Cybersecurity and Gwen Hassani from the ROC Smart Security. Both of them are actually experienced persons in security industry. One is cybersecurity, another one is physical security, and they talked about integration of physical and cybersecurity. I wish you the nice rest of the day, and stay tuned and keep follow us on our social media and our newsletters. So we are coming soon with new webinars talking about building ecosystems, protecting, and so on. So stay tuned. Thank you and see you. Goodbye.
Thank you
Thank
and
you. It was nice.
bye-bye, everybody.